One voice because we don't have a mic. And so out of respect for this event, we ask that people not have sidebar conversations because there's a definite purpose for us being here.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. And I want to let everybody know the reason why they're here. Today makes the 6th anniversary of my son's death. 6 years, it's been 6 years, April 26th. My son was shot here on this corner 6 years ago. Someone decided to shoot into a crowd of people. It was a community event, just like this. And it was kids out here, things like that. And 3 people were shot. My son was shot in the head, a correction officer was shot in the leg, and also a 17-year-old kid was shot in the leg as well. My son was shot in the head. I had to make a decision to take him off life support a week later. So this is why we're here today. So I want everyone to know that there's a reason. We're honoring young 13. He was 13 at the time. You know, he didn't even get a chance to actually grow. You know, I spent, time with my son, but I really wanted more time with him. But from the time that I spent with him, I have to, embrace that and know that that was his time. Overall, I started the Chris S. Owens Foundation in his honor. We're a youth and community development organization with a focus on gun violence. We serve at-risk youth 13 to 24, but we're open to the community. We want people to understand that we have to actually communicate better. I actually teach a program. We have a program on gun violence prevention and intervention. It's our youth empowerment program. As you can see, we have our youth committee here from the Chris Owens Foundation. And what I do is actually mentor young men and actually train them to be entrepreneurs as well, and to think critical thinking and think differently, about gun violence. Because it's not like we need to engage in that type of violence anymore. I mean, it's 2015, we think intellectually. So those days are over. We're creating a whole new era of thinkers, We don't have to continuously engage in killing each other. Right. So my thing, I took the opportunity. I took the opportunity to actually not revenge my son's death with more violence. My thing was, all right, this is what we know. This is what we learn in the community. And trust and believe, I've been in the streets too as well. Got my brothers over here. Marcus, he's with In Too Deep. Grew up with him. We lost a lot of friends, lost my best friends, I watched my other friend murder my other friend, it's crazy. So this is a learned behavior. You understand? So we have to actually, step up, take the opportunity to change these things. Because if we don't change it, nobody's going to change it. And the whole world is watching. They're all watching us, how we treat each other. My son, it was over 300 people out here. So that says a lot when 300 people are out here and a child gets murdered and no one says nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
No one says nothing.
Exactly.
We're the only community who actually does that. I have some of my youth here who actually, and I'm going to speak on this as well, just to draw the line where people don't understand where the snitching part starts and ends.
That's right.
That is a criminal mentality. I see kids running around that's no older than 5 years old. They're actually applying themselves to a criminal mentality. That's criminal codes. That's stuff for the streets. Where our kids don't even grow up to actually have their own mindset. They're actually watching TV and they're thinking that this is what life is supposed to be. So my thing is to actually draw the line between entertainment and the streets, and I need brothers, real brothers from the streets to actually step up and speak. Yes. Say something. A lot of times we always scared to actually get involved and actually stop a fight or stop somebody from coming back with a gun. The same thing that happened to my son could possibly happen today when we're all standing around and somebody decides to shoot into a crowd of people. That wasn't gangster. It was nothing gangster about that.
That's right.
Nothing gangster about that.
That's right. Nothing gangster.
So the person responsible for my child's death has not been found. But when we heard, the streets talk. It was gangs out here, Bloods, Crips, another gang out here, Dub City, that we don't even know about, but we hearing things, and we putting the pieces together, trust and believe. So to address the issue, this is not an issue of anybody snitching. We're looking to actually save lives in our community and save our kids' lives. And us standing back, what they say, evil prevails when good people do nothing.
That's right.
So we can sit back and say nothing and let this get out of hand.
That's right. It's out of hand.
So my thing was not to actually combat violence with violence. I guess Gandhi said it best, right? Eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. You understand? So we actually have to step up. So today I'm honoring my son. I love him. I miss him every day. I miss my little man, you know? And you don't take nothing from me and nothing happens. Marcus, you know that. You know that. So instead of me resulting with gun violence, you know, we're gonna result with education and love. We're gonna operate from a place of love, you know? We can't continue to keep killing each other. It's ridiculous. We look like savages when we do it. That's it. We got babies getting shot in strollers. Nobody's saying anything. Come on now, we're civilized, educated people. We're intellectuals. We don't just pick up guns as soon as we have a dispute with each other, and then we just murder each other and leave each other in the streets. That has to stop. It's 2015. That has to stop. So today, I asked everybody to actually bring a picture of someone they love or lost or was injured to gun violence. And if you have it, I just want everyone to hold it up, you know, at the same time. And also, I'm giving everybody an opportunity to speak and also represent their peoples as well. It's not just about my son. My son brought us together, you know, but I don't want other kids to get murdered keep bringing everybody together out of death. Let's come together out of life.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So today we have organizations here, you know, we have Street Corner Resources, we have NTD. I mean, there's so many people out here. The Amsterdam News, I definitely like to thank them as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got Jackie Rowe out here. You know, we got a lot of people out here. So if I miss your name, if I miss you, trust and believe, they're all family, guns down, life up. And I'll give you a chance to actually touch on a lot of things. We got Fortune Society as well. I'm sorry about that. Snug, Operation Snug. Sorry about that. National Action Network. Who else we got out here? Y'all can yell it out. Yell it out. We got Jersey. We got people from Jersey out here. You know.
And we got community out here. People that care. That's right.
Convent Avenue Baptist Church.
That's right. So just to give you some information, we got Calvin. Got the good brother Calvin Klein out here. Salute. So we got the streets out here. We got Calvin Klein out here. We got real people out here. You understand? And we make the rules. We make the streets. We the people. We say what it is. You know? So we got a coward out here. He's shooting in the crowd of people and he killing kids. Well, we gonna if you associate with that person, you just as worse.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand? When I grew up, I heard, you know, the other brothers told me no women, no kids if I was to get involved in the street life. People don't even set the rules no more. So, you know, I'm talking to the streets, the people. And we got Terrell here as well, a good brother. And I want to actually speak on this because this brother actually made a donation to purchase a headstone for my son. And I want you to come up as well. And he has a funeral home.
Oh, right.
You see the hearse there. You see the hearse. Too many times, this brother right here pick up kids from off the streets. He lost his brother to gun violence as well. And we're actually working together in the community. I want to give this brother an opportunity to speak because he did something great, made a donation. And we're always looking, you have small organizations, we're always looking for funding. You know, we're out here, we paying for stuff out of our own pockets, providing services. I've been doing this for a half a decade. On my own dime, I feed over 500 community members every event when I do stuff in Brooklyn, you know? We have events throughout the year. But at the same time, I want people to notice that the Chris Owens Foundation is out here working as well with other organizations, and we all come together as a unit.
That's right.
We are one unit.
That's right.
It's not no one person is the answer. We are a unit. This gun violence thing is very complex, from social, economic, and every other element that it is. So it's not just one way to solve this. So I want to give you know, my brother right here, Terrell, a chance to speak, and also the women as well. And Terrell, he's actually.
Thanks for having me. First and foremost, I just wanted to know something that I put together for Chris.
Beautiful.
Memory of his son.
Thank you. Beautiful. Sorry. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that.
Then I'm truly humbled to be given this opportunity. When I first met Chris, it was at another organization's meeting, and he just approached me and he told me about his organization, but he first told me about the loss of his son. I don't know what it is to lose a child, but I know what it is to lose someone extremely close to me, my baby brother. And even to this day, it still bothers me, it still hurts me. So when he told me about the loss of his son, I just felt As a father, I wanted to help him. He told me that his son didn't have a headstone. So as a father, I wanted to do something about that. So as a father, I donated the money to be able to get the headstone.
That's wonderful.
Too many days I have to endure the pain of having to embalm a young man and sometimes a young woman. I still feel it because I have children as well. And seeing somebody else's child on the embalming table with bullet holes riddled in his back and in his head, it bothers me. And what bothers me more is that he's killed. He's taken off of the street where he was killed. He's picked up from the morgue and brought to my funeral home. He has a funeral. He may get a story in a police blotter. That's it. He then becomes just the body. He's no longer the person that everybody knew, that everybody helped, that everybody talked about, everybody partied with, everybody drank with, his family loved. He now becomes just a body. Our community needs to learn to have some accountability.
That's right.
I also stepped up because I felt that I am accountable because he's part of my community. Everybody here is accountable, and we have to learn about accountability. We have to stop letting these young brothers die, and there's no more attention. There's no marching. I don't see nobody else marching for the kids that are killed on these corners.
Say it again.
I don't see nobody else marching for the kids that are killed on the corners. We just forget about them, and that's what bothers me the most. So again, I'm just humbled to be able to form a partnership with this organization because my goal is to save the world. But I'll be satisfied with just saving at least one life. And it is possible. It is possible. So of course, at my funeral home, our purpose is to serve the families. At the same time, I want to save lives. I want to save lives because back in the days, it was just about elderly that we were burying. Now it's more young people than it is elderly that are coming in the funeral home. It has to stop. What needs to be done? A lot needs to be done. And we're not going to do it in one day. We may not even do it in a lifetime. But something has to be done. It has to be reduced because it has to stop. It really does. So again, I thank Chris for having me. And I appreciate everybody that came out. And again, as he mentioned, my brother, he was killed by gun violence. And that's when it really affected me. Before then, I thought I had a heart of stone. I would sit with other families and not feel anything. I even questioned myself and say, am I cold? And should I be doing this? But after my brother died, my whole life changed. And I hope that your life changed eventually for the better, and we have to start doing something that's saving lives.
Yes.
Give up the guns, start using your fists, something. God bless y'all. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
So we have Aisha say cool here as well. And Jackie, bro, I want to give Jackie an opportunity to speak as well.